Hello, hello, hello. Anybody out there, let me know who saw that epic, epic, crappy showing. I know these things take a minute to get everybody up on here, but give you guys some time and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm starting to see the comments. Damn, this lag. There's some serious lag going on, guys. What up, though, Cat Eyes? Valentine, Mark, JM Kazi, yo, Alex K, hey, J Mix. So, the number one question that I'm getting about the show, forgive my voice, I have some strain of the flu. Not sure which one it is, but watch the show. And the main question I've been getting asked is the half dead theory next one? Yes, it has to be. I got an email back in October that said that I would mainly be in episode 6. And when I saw the promo for Theory 4, I thought it'd be this one. So, yeah, I had a watch party and I wasn't on it. But who out there, who out there saw Reggie Wright's interview that was going to show us? Who out there saw that beautiful fucking interview? Reggie Wright Jr. sweating under lights again. And looking like a liar, too. Let's put that out there. But I have some bones that I do want to pick with A&E and their show. Now, they previewed a document, and I'm going to spoil something here. Lolita Files, the lady that has the afro in the show, she is the writer of Tim Brennan and Bobby Ladd's Once Upon a Time in Compton book. So I'm seeing a document being teased. Now, I haven't seen the final episode, but I have read Once Upon a Time in Compton, which is what Lolita Files wrote. And in that, they said that they had a ballistics report from a gun that was found from the former Compton Police Department. The Tim Brennan, all these years later, just happened to find this gun. So it would appear to me that that piece of paper would be the ballistics report, the alleged unverified, unconfirmed ballistics report. And I say unverified and unconfirmed because it's unverified and unconfirmed. Now, even though I am interested in the sense that I want to see which direction this show will go, I have a feeling that this show is going to end with no direction and no definitive answers. I don't think they have an answer. Because as much as I've been watching this, every time they seem to follow a particular theory, and not even ours, not even the one that I'm talking about, every time you think they're going to follow through, they just don't. Now, I don't know if this was sloppy show running or the producers that finished the project just didn't know what they were doing. But I guess the standout in tonight's episode would be, other than Ben Crump's butchering of the English language, it would be Reggie Wright Jr.'s interview. I think that the guy just doesn't know how to speak to a camera, but it is hard for me to believe this guy. I don't know if you guys out there thought that he was telling the truth. Please let me know in the comments. And look, and don't let me know because you think that I am so married to the little half-dead theory, which is the patent theory, guys. But let me know just out of honesty. And like I said, forgive me. My voice is going, but you can see me if you'd like. But let me know what you guys think. How is this going? How did Reggie Wright look? How did Sharifa Knight look? Did they look like they were telling the truth? Because when I saw Reggie Wright, it looked like he was lying badly. Now, I don't know if he's doing this on purpose to create a buzz around himself, but for a guy facing as many indictments as he is, man, he looked guilty. And Sharifa Knight laughing and saying Orlando Anderson did it made her look even guilty as well. Am I wrong? So I'm going to look at some of these. His wife was lying. All right. Yeah, exactly. And they did brush off David Kidder. Now, to be fair, episode 6 isn't all. It hasn't been out yet. But there's a couple things I'm noticing. from this series that I want to talk about here. And one of those things is it looks like they're setting Ben Crump up for his own show. I don't know if you guys follow the news, but it looks like his law firm has kind of been sold to somebody else. That's the rumors that I'm hearing, and it looks like they're setting Ben Crump up for their own A&E show. It looks like Lolita Files, who wrote Once Upon a Time in Compton. I saw this foreshadowed in episode 2 when they brought out Tim Brennan and Bobby Ladd. I saw them. They foreshadowed it. That's the episode where they interview Greg Kading and then kind of just throw him to the side a little bit. Yeah, they foreshadowed Bobby Ladd and Tim Brennan. They laid out their whole little theory. Now, you got to keep in mind, Lolita Files wrote the book. So now, at the preview for episode 6, what they're showing is they're showing this piece of paper. Well, if you read Once Upon a Time in Compton, spoiler alert, they're going to say that they found a gun that matches the ballistics, but they don't have the gun. And the ballistics report that they're showing is just a piece of printed out paper, and it's never going to be verified. It's the same way that they used that body language coach, who wasn't even a body language coach. She was an actress. They're not verifying any of this information. Now, mind you, I'm making these criticisms well before the little half-dead segment. Okay? I thought because of the promo I'd be in episode 5, the one that just aired, but I wasn't. But I've always been told since October that it's episode 6. So keep in mind, I'm criticizing it before my part on it. That's how much distaste I'm starting to have for this show. But any time that we can get Reggie Wright on there lying is a good day for me. So once again to Reggie Wright, yeah, they're going to show us. They're going to show us, Reggie, because you look sweaty. You look tired. You look a little shaky. And you know another good thing too. I see Kenner in the comments over here, and yeah, they really dropped that ball. And I gave them a lot of good sound bites about David Kenner, but they really dropped that ball. I'm thinking that there's a lot of people on there that just want to be on TV. And no, I'm not talking about Tupac's friends and family. I'm talking about the people that are the investigators on the show. I think there's been some fighting for screen time, and I think that's what's going on here. And Lolita Files is being intellectually dishonest, as well as Benjamin Crump, with this whole show, because it's not about who killed Tupac. It's about, can we sell this narrative that's in the book Once Upon a Time in Compton? Now, I haven't seen episode 6, but I'm going to save this video. I'm going to have it archived. I'm not going to make this private. I'm calling it right now that that's what they're going to do. They foreshadowed it in episode 2, and they're going to come right back around to Tim Brennan and Bobby Ladd, because Lolita Files stands to gain financially as the author of their book to prove their theory right. And that's just how it is. Now, there were producers on there when I was involved with the project that were trying to make sure that all voices were heard. So God knows what they're going to do with the half-dead thing. But here, you know, this ain't a spoiler alert because I don't know 100%. But if they're going to do the confession letter like they previewed, well, they'd have to talk to the little half-dead, wouldn't they? So if I let the cat out of the bag, that's an unintentional cat that's being left out of the bag. I mean, it would only make logical sense. But with the direction of the show, I just don't see what the logical sense is. You know, I think it's funny, and I said this on the earlier live stream, that when Eugene Deal was on there, he changed his tune. That doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right to me that Eugene Deal would change his tune. And even with the promo that I'm in, I'm kind of edited out of context. So there's all kinds of stuff going on, but mainly you have to look at as self-promotion. So when you want to ask yourself who's benefiting off the murder of Tupac Shakur, well, Ben Crump, you know, he's moving on to bigger and better things, and it's not law. It would appear that Ben Crump has a maybe possibly a future career in television. Lolita Files is an author of a book. You cannot tell me that being the author of a book, and if you wrap up the show with the subjects of your book being right, That is a conflict of interest, and it has nothing to do with justice for the murder of Tupac Shakur. No way. No way. And as much as I like Ben Crump and I respect Ben Crump, I saw several instances of him just butchering the questions that need to be asked, butchering the English language, and straight up not knowing things. I mean, did it makes me wonder, did this production team, did they know the subject matter? Why would they interview? Forgive me. Why would they interview Sharifa Knight without putting in context why she was being accused? What context besides a soundbite from Mike Carlin did they use to put in context why they would even interview Sharitha Knight? That comes with the confession letter. That comes with the segment that was previewed for R.J. Bond. So where does that come in? I have many, many, many questions about this show. But like I said, I feel like I know the direction it's going to go, because you can't have the letter without Lil Half Dead. And if they don't get Lil Half Dead, then they drop the ball. But they've been dropping the ball. Lolita Files wrote Once Upon a Time in Compton with Tim Brennan and Bobby Ladd, who were in episode 2. That's why they dismissed Greg Kading. Tim Brennan and Bobby Ladd don't like Greg Kading. And let me tell you something. They had Tim Brennan and Bobby Ladd down in Compton for that interview. I'm calling BS on that, because I've talked to a lot of people in those neighborhoods, and Tim Brennan, Blondie, he is not liked by those people. So that's being disingenuous. But you got someone who wrote a book, and I guarantee they wrap it up. They wrap this up with Tim Brennan and Bobby Ladd in a nice little bow, so Lolita Files can make her a little bit of money, and Ben Crump can stand next to people like Christopher Darden and Al Sharpton and get him another show. And that's all good for Ben and all. And I'm not mad at anybody trying to get ahead in the industry, but wait a second, guys. Hold on. I thought this was about Tupac. I thought this was about who killed Tupac. Not how many books can we sell. Not how can we take this attorney and give him a television career. So you tell me, guys, what did you think of episode 5? I'm gonna read some comments. I just wanted to do a short one here. I seen Ralph from 313 had some things to say. That was a pretty good video. RJ hasn't seen it yet, so I'll talk to him soon. I don't think it airs on West Coast time, but I'm gonna take a couple of your questions. Just a few minutes, guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. But yeah, I'm gonna air your comments. So all these things that you're seeing over here, all these things, they're going to be up for everybody to see. So if you think that my theory's full of crap, let me have it. If you think that the show's full of crap, let me have it. Uh, R3D Belvin says you're getting cable TV just for this show. No need. No need. It's all over the internet. Check out the Art of Dialogue. Every good scene that was in that show, he uploads to his YouTube channel. Go subscribe to him, that guy. A man, I'm sorry, forgive me, I'm ill, guys. Amazing Fantasy Sports Gaming says, J Mix, you don't get it. Crump is a working Fed. No, Crump is working in his own best interest. All right, I want you guys to do a little bit of research. Benjamin Crump is a well-known attorney, and I respect him for that. But how many cases has Benjamin Crump won? Do some research, guys. Do some Google searches. Ben Crump is well known because of the cases that he took. But he's not working with the feds. He's working with Hollywood to get a new show. Mark my words. If you don't see another project with Ben Crump in the next year, 6 months to a year, you know what? I'll bite my words. I'll donate $100 to Bad Boy Records if that's what you want me to do. But I'm pretty convinced that I see what this is, and I've been calling it since episode 2. That this is a narrative. This is a way for people to get their faces on television, for the people to know them. They're riding the Tupac wave, and they're going to use that for their own gain, just like Lolita Files and Ben Crump. Lolita is a ball dropper, Machiavelli Outlaw. Valentine Outlaw, you hear Little Half Dead's going to be on there. It would make sense since they're airing the confession letter. I mean, it would make perfect sense. If they don't have him on there, they're going to drop the ball. So, I mean, if they're trying to hold over some kind of surprise for the next episode, they're relying on people that don't know the case, that don't know the subject matter. They're relying on, your average A&E intervention watcher. But if you notice, A&E's really not promo in this. If you go to their Twitter, it's all live PD stuff. So even now, you got to wonder, why is A&E stepping away from this project? And I saw Greg Kading and Mike Dorsey distance themselves, and at first I was like, you know what, they probably have an axe to grind because of they didn't get a lot of screen time, is what I thought. But come to find out, their direct competition, Bobby Ladd, uh, Tim Brennan and Bobby Ladd's author is on the show, and that author is the same author that wrote the book Slamming Greg Kading. So now I can kind of see which way the wheels are turning. And those wheels, family, friends, those wheels are turning in the direction of Once Upon a Time in Compton. So let me get a couple more. Jeff Keon, it's not that they didn't air my. See, that was confusing to me too. I don't know if they didn't air my segment or the segment is not going to hit until the sixth episode. You see me in the promo. I was told in October that I was in episode 6, but that was October. Now, when I saw the promo, I'm like, whoa, they're putting me in Theory 5. Not necessarily. So, and there's a high probability. Let's be honest, there's a high probability that this video alone will get me cut from episode 6. But you know what? This has never been about can I get on television. It's been about solving the murder of Tupac Shakur, which I firmly believe in, and I don't think they even have an ending. I'm just going to be honest. So a couple more, and I got to jump, guys. Heroes in Heaven says that you think that they did their research via internet, stuff that you've all seen before? Yeah, probably. Look, I sat in some of those interviews, and I know that some of the people doing the interviews, some of the males doing the interviews, had no idea of the subject matter. They didn't know the case. Not everybody on the show. There were good producers and there were good executive producers on that show that were trying to make it go in a good direction. But I know that behind the scenes, production that has broken down on that show, it's changed hands at least, to my knowledge. So, you know, back to the point is, you think they looked it up on the internet? Yeah, I think they did too. I think they did too. It appears that way. JMX, have you asked anybody else about half in your interviews besides Mo ZMD? I didn't even really ask Mo ZMD about it. He kind of volunteered that information. But I have asked a couple people about Halfdead in my interviews. But you have to. A lot of people didn't know Halfdead, so no, I don't have a lot of information on Halfdead in interviews other than one person who I'm waiting to put out. But just in case you guys were wondering, I did talk to Daz on Instagram today, and he's gonna come on. He's gonna sit here for the crossfire. So me and Daz are going to do a live stream for you guys, according to Daz. So thank you guys for shouting out Daz and getting him over here. And it's gonna be no holds barred, nothing but love for Daz. But I'm gonna ask Daz about Halfdead. I'm gonna ask him about not going to Vegas. You know, maybe he has a reasonable explanation for it. But I'm going to ask those questions. Those questions will be asked. You said Lay Legend's going to interview Mopreme. Uh, I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah, and Gino says, why was the Reggie indictment not talked about? The reason it wasn't talked about is because he wasn't indicted when they filmed this show. They did this show a year ago, a year from August. When I filmed my segment for that show, it was August 2016. And now we're in December 17, and it's now airing. The original air date was like March of this year. This should have been well and over. So there's been some production stalls. We'll just put it that way. And Mark, I'm working on Nutso. Nutso said he'd do it. He said he'd do it. It's just linking up and getting the time ready. I've done one with Nutso, but he said he's doing the rounds. We want to promote his album. So everybody go check out Nutso's album. I believe it's Machiavelli Riders, or he might have a new one coming out. But check out his music, man. Support the real. Nutso's a real dude. He cares about his fans. He's a guy that if you tweet at him or you go on his Facebook, he'll answer you. And that's the guy you want to support. He's a real writer. I really like that guy. Who do I think the dark arm, if it's not half dead, if we're talking in hypotheticals, I would say it was Kevin Gaines. So, one more, and I appreciate everybody checking out the stream. Look, you guys are going to have your own opinion on the show. I'm not going to lead any horses to the water and make them drink, but you can check it out for yourself. I know it hasn't aired in certain parts of the country, but you know what? Check it out yourself and you tell me what you think. But to address Reggie Wright, if he thought he came off well in that segment, in that interview, oh, he's dead wrong. It was just like the Fox interview. And I sat here with my family because I expected to be on it. And we all, my wife especially, was like, oh my God, is he lying? And my mom was sitting here like, yeah, that guy's lying, wiping his sweat and everything. So, you know what? I'm almost starting to agree with Terrell. My whole world's turned upside down. Maybe Reggie Wright Jr. is too stupid to orchestrate something as big as a murder. Maybe he's just that stupid. I've had people that I trust in the medical field say it looks like he has early onset dementia. That might be possible. Or he's stupid like a fox. I appreciate that. Just a little congestion. It's been a rough couple days. Gaddafi said the arm was light skinned and look no Machiavelli outlaw. Gaddafi said the driver, not the arm, the driver of the car was light skinned and had those facial features. He didn't say the guy who leaned his arm out the window. He was talking about the guy who was driving the car. That's the person he said he could identify. James asked, JMX, what's up, bro? Do you not enjoy the Who Killed Tupac series? And were you a part of the Who Killed Tupac series conception? The thing is back and forth on the thing. The first couple episodes, I was like, eh. Third and fourth, I'm like, okay, we're getting there. We're going to get to a place where maybe all theories can be laid out. This last episode was a huge disappointment. It was a huge disappointment. And I'm going to leave this up. You can rewind the cast to get my true thoughts. But was I there from the inception? No, I was not there at the very beginning of the inception, but I was involved with some of the production. I sat down for a close to 2.5 hour interview with them. I gave them contacts. A couple people you see on that show is because I linked them up with A&E. So if that counts, then yes, but not from the idea. That came from Renegade, a production company that paired up with A&E. Do I, Alex? Final question tonight. Do I think Kading was in Vegas that night? I haven't seen any proof of it. Shout out to Robert Ona. But tomorrow night, what we're gonna do is we are gonna come. Me and RJ Bond. We're gonna hear RJ Bond's first response to Reggie Wright Jr. That's gonna be a good one. And we're gonna hear what he has to say about this whole thing. He hasn't watched the episode yet. Like I said, it airs different times, different parts of the country. But once he gets a chance to take a look at it, we're going to talk tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I appreciate all of you guys that checked out this little bitty live stream of mine. And make up your own minds about A&E, but keep in mind it's appearing that this is going to be done with an agenda in order to get Ben Crump to show and in order to get Lolila File some more book sales. I don't have no more expectations than that. But you know what? I'm not Kreskin. I can't tell the future, so I'll wait till episode 6 to make my final rant. But one love, everybody. I'm going to see you on the next upload. All right, guys.